we need to talk about what's coming next, because it is going to blow your mind. If you thought our current teams were crazy, just wait until you see the monumental shifts heading our way. We now have the early designs for the upcoming 3.5 characters, and our first look at Yangyang SP and SUISUI has officially hit the internet. Honestly, after seeing these two in action, the hype for the 3.5 update is starting to get dangerously high. We are looking at a banner lineup that is even more stacked than the absolute chaos we are currently dealing with in the 3.3 and 3.4 updates. But before we dive into the deep end of the meta, if you love staying ahead of the curve and theory crafting these insane new updates with me, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. It really helps out a lot, and it ensures you never miss a beat when new leaks drop. If you want to go the extra mile to support our community, feel free to drop a like and leave a comment down below. Alright, with that out of the way, let's not waste any time and get right into the good stuff. We have a mountain of information to unpack today, so let's break this down together. First off, let's talk about the sheer concept of what Kuro is doing here, because it completely flips how we usually build our teams. We are finally crossing into the territory of getting 5-star versions of our existing 4-star characters. This is massive. Once this door officially opens in 3.5, it completely changes the ceiling for character evolution. We are looking at a future where our favorite 4-stars aren't just left in the dust by power creep, they can evolve. And the implications go even further. There is now a real possibility that we might see 5-star standard characters getting their own limited, elevated versions down the line. It breathes completely new life into the lore and the gacha mechanics. Okay, picture this. You know the original Yangyang as a supportive, reliable unit. Throw all of that out the window. The current intel places Yangyang SP as a 5-star Havoc Sword character, and she is not here to play support. She is expected to be a main DPS-focused powerhouse with an incredibly aggressive combat playstyle. The gameplay details we have right now make her sound like a completely different beast compared to her original version. Overall, she is shaping up to be a massive flashy carry rather than a backline utility unit. Hear me out on her kit, because it sounds like the ultimate high-risk, high-reward dream. According to the data, her moveset is designed to be highly offensive and extremely fast-paced. One massive detail points to her having an HP drain mechanic. If you are familiar with Danjin, you know exactly what this means. The lower her HP gets, the more destructive her damage output becomes. This completely changes the meta for Havoc teams. Instead of safe, rotation shielding, you are riding the razor's edge of your health bar to push the damage ceiling through the roof. On top of that, her gameplay loop is heavily focused on momentum. We are talking about deep stack generation mechanics, intricate, perfect dodge interactions, and massively enhanced attacks once you build up that momentum. She might just be locking in her spot as our premier main Havoc DPS character. This is going to be so much fun for players who love pure mechanical skill and fast-paced action. Now, you can't have a massive main DPS without an incredible support system, and this is exactly where SUISUI steps into the spotlight. If you're wondering about the family resemblance, there is a very good reason they look so similar. SUISUI is apparently Yangyang's sister. She shares a lot of facial similarities with Yangyang, but stands out with her striking blonde hair. What is absolutely fascinating is that they both have their tacet mark located in the exact same spot on their foreheads. This gives us some massive confirmation that their connection runs incredibly deep in the lore. While Yangyang SP is the frontline brawler, SUISUI takes on the role of a supportive mastermind. She is confirmed to be a 5-star Glacio character. Now, her weapon type is still a bit of a mystery. Everything currently points towards her using a rectifier, but there's a catch. In the 3.4 update just prior, we are already getting Lucilla, who is a Glacio rectifier character. Because of this overlap, there's a solid chance SUISUI might launch with a different weapon type entirely to keep the roster diverse. But weapon aside, her kit is what really matters. She is going to be the ultimate Swiss Army knife for your account when it comes to Glacio utility and support. Based on the details we have, SUISUI boasts phenomenal Glacio damage application and is specifically designed to interact with the negative status effects associated with the Glacio element. This incredible role compression makes her incredibly valuable for literally any future Glacio team composition. But let's get down to the real theory crafting, because this is where the meta is shifting. The developers seem to be heavily pushing a brand new framework, the full Mono Glacio Dream Team. If you have been building up your Hiyuki, SUISUI is about to be an absolute must-pull. Picture this rotation. You start your foundation with Hiyuki acting as your hyper-carry main DPS. Then, you slot in Lucilla from the 3.4 update to act as your heavy-hitting sub-DPS. Finally, to bring the whole composition together and push the damage numbers into the stratosphere, you drop in SUISUI in 3.5 as your dedicated Glacio support. It is a perfectly crafted synergistic team that completely monopolizes the Glacio element's negative status effects, and the synergy doesn't stop at team elements. Reportedly, Yangyang SP and SUISUI will feature special intro and outro voice lines specifically for each other. It is very similar to the dynamic we have seen with other deeply connected characters, proving they are building an incredible lore foundation for these sisters. There is also a huge possibility that this lore connection translates directly into their gameplay, meaning we could see some incredibly tight synergy if you run them together. Of course, introducing characters this important means the world itself has to grow. The leaks are pointing to a massive brand new map expansion arriving in 3.5. Following the 3.4 update, we are basically wrapping up and concluding the current regional storyline. The 3.5 update is going to act as the bridge that carries us into a totally new area and a massive new chapter of the game. This map expansion is exactly where these two sisters are going to be properly introduced to the world, bringing a whole new layer of exploration to the game. Now, I know a lot of you have seen the leaked images floating around and have questions about the outfits. First off, the initial images we got were incredibly blurry, but they have since been enhanced to give us a better look at the aesthetic direction Kuros is heading for both Yangyang SP and SUISUI. We can clearly recognize Yangyang even with the design updates from her 4-star version. But here is the crucial detail you need to know. The outfits you are seeing in these early reveals are not their actual in-game default looks. Just like we saw during the early marketing for the 3.0 characters, these are purely promotional, collaboration-style outfits. So, don't panic if they look a little out of place for the in-game world. Their final official in-game designs will be revealed later on. This current leak simply serves as a massive confirmation that their arrival in 3.5 is fast approaching. Let's take a step back and just look at the absolute gauntlet of content we are walking into. The roadmap is completely stacked. Right now, we are enjoying the anniversary events. Immediately after, we are getting slammed with a massive cyberpunk collaboration in 3.4. Then, without missing a beat, 3.5 drops Yangyang's SP, SUISUI, and the highly anticipated Electro Rover. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, we are also getting brand new summer skins, as well as premium Cartathea skins that come fully loaded with special effects. The back-to-back banner pressure is not stopping anytime soon. And honestly, rumblings are already starting for the 3.66 update, which is expected to bring something even more hyped. But I'll keep you guys updated with a dedicated video as soon as those details solidify. So, with all of this absolutely wild information out in the open, I want to hear from you guys. What are your first impressions of Yangyang SP and SUISUI? How do you feel about the game finally introducing 5-star versions of our favorite 4-star characters? And which of the two are you most interested in pulling for? Who are you planning to pair them with? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to read your team ideas. Keep in mind, there is still so much more 3.5 information left to uncover, so this doesn't even conclude all the news we have coming. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to stay completely updated on all the latest news, make sure to like the video, double-check that you're subscribed, and turn on those notifications so you never miss out. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out today. I'll see you all in the next one. Save up to 25% on current banners at lootbar.gg. Links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.